there was a message from a sister that really stayed with me. It was not just a message. It was the sound of a tired heart, the sound of someone who had been trying for a very long time and had quietly reached the edge. She wrote, "I have done everything I know how to do. I remained silent when I wanted to speak, just to avoid arguments. I tried to be soft. I made dua for him in tahajjud. I respected him. I served him. I overlooked things that hurt me. I kept telling myself maybe one day he will change. I involved elders. I tried to understand his pressure. I blamed myself. I thought perhaps if I become better, more patient, less emotional, more careful, then maybe this home will heal. But nothing is changing. He is still abusive. He is suspicious of everything. He questions everything. He accuses me over small things. If I talk, he doubts me. If I stay quiet, he doubts me. If I smile, he wants to know why. If I withdraw, he says I am hiding something. I feel like I am constantly being watched, constantly being judged, constantly defending myself. I do not feel like I am living in a marriage. I feel like I am living in fear. Tell me, what does Islam ask me to do now? My brothers and sisters, this is not a rare pain. There are many women living like this. From the outside, they seem normal. They show up, they function, they cook, they clean, they care for children, they speak politely, they even smile. And when someone asks how they are, they say, Alhamdulillah. But inside, they are carrying a pain that has no easy words. Some women cry so quietly that nobody around them even realizes they are breaking. Not because the pain is little, but because they have already cried so much that now the tears fall in the silence. Behind closed doors, some women are not being cared for. They are being worn down, not always by physical force, sometimes by constant criticism, sometimes by humiliating language, sometimes by threats, sometimes by coldness, sometimes by control. Do not speak to them. Do not go there. Why are you looking at your phone? Who are you talking to? Why did you say that? You think you are something? You are nothing without me. And slowly, the heart begins to weaken. A woman who once knew her worth starts doubting herself. She begins to wonder, maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I need to be more patient. Maybe if I remain quiet, things will improve. Maybe this is just marriage. Maybe this is what I deserve. No, my sister. Please listen carefully. Abuse is not love. Control is not protection. Humiliation is not leadership. Fear is not respect. And oppression does not become acceptable simply because it happens inside a marriage. Islam does not teach a woman to hand over her dignity while someone crushes her spirit. So if you are listening to this today and your heart is exhausted and your mind feels trapped, then stay with me. Because today, I want to share 5 practical ways to deal with an abusive husband. With clarity, with wisdom, with self-respect, and with faith. And before we continue, if this message speaks to your pain and you still want your heart attached to Allah through it all, then write in the comments, I love Allah, and if you have lived through something similar and you learned something that may help another sister, share that too. Sometimes one honest comment becomes a lifeline for someone who thought she was alone. Let's begin. 1. Be honest about what it is. The first thing I want every sister to understand is this. You cannot properly deal with something if you refuse to call it what it is. One of the reasons abuse becomes so deeply rooted is because at the beginning, it often hides behind excuses. It does not always arrive looking dramatic. Sometimes it comes disguised. A rude comment, a demeaning joke, a slap followed by, I was just angry. a threat dismissed as frustration, a controlling attitude presented as care, a jealous nature praised as love, a harsh tone excused as stress. And because so many women want to preserve the marriage, they keep minimizing what is happening. They say, "He is not abusive, he is just under pressure." He did not mean it. He only becomes like this sometimes. He had a difficult upbringing. He has pain inside. He is actually good, just troubled. And perhaps some of those things are true. Maybe he does carry wounds. Maybe he has stress. Maybe he has anger issues. Maybe life has hardened him. But none of that gives him the right to oppress you. Pain may explain behavior, but it does not justify abuse. A man's wounds do not give him permission to wound you. So the first practical step is clarity. Stop decorating the problem. Stop softening it to make it easier to bear. If he insults you repeatedly, that is abuse. If he constantly controls who you speak to, where you go, or how you live, that is abuse. If he humiliates you, frightens you, threatens you, or manipulates you, that is abuse. If he puts his hands on you in anger, that is abuse. If he chips away at your confidence until you barely recognize yourself anymore, that is abuse. And every Muslim woman needs to remember this clearly. Marriage in Islam was not designed to be a place of terror. It was meant to carry mercy. It was meant to carry sakina. It was meant to carry kindness, fairness, and honorable companionship. A husband is not your master. He is not your owner. He is not someone before whom you lose your humanity. Yes, patience matters. Yes, every marriage has moments of difficulty. Yes, people are imperfect. But patience does not mean normalizing dhulm. Patience does not mean calling oppression piety. Patience does not mean remaining silent while your soul is being destroyed. So tell yourself the truth, even if it hurts. What I am facing is not normal. What I am facing is abuse. That truth may sting at first. But that truth also begins healing, because confusion keeps people trapped. Honesty opens the door. 2. Protect yourself before you protect appearances. The second thing is very important. Many women remain in dangerous situations because they are more worried about appearances than protection. They think, what will people say? What about the children? What if my parents feel ashamed? What if the community blames me? What if people say I failed as a wife? What if others think I destroyed the home? My sister, people do not go home with your pain. People do not lie awake with your fear. People do not feel what you feel when the room changes and his anger enters. So never make public image more important than your safety. If a man is abusive, then your first concern is not how to win the argument. It is not how to keep everyone thinking you have a beautiful marriage. It is not how to protect his reputation while losing yourself. It is safety, and I mean real safety. If there is physical violence, the threat of violence, severe intimidation, forced isolation, stalking, or genuine fear for yourself or your children, then treat that seriously. Do not wait until it becomes worse. Do not tell yourself, maybe next time will be different. Be practical. Know where you can go if you need to leave. Keep important documents where you can reach them. Have numbers saved. Keep a little money aside if you are able to. Think through what you would do if the situation suddenly escalates. Know who could help with the children in an emergency. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. And let me say this very clearly. If you are in immediate danger, seek real help around you immediately. That does not mean you lack tawakkul. That means you are using the means Allah placed in your life. Tawakkul is not to remain in harm while calling it trust. Tawakkul is to take the necessary step and trust that Allah will guide the outcome. Too many women are silently collapsing because they are trying to protect the image of a marriage that is already harming them deeply. Do not preserve the appearance of a home while the people inside it are being destroyed. Allah entrusted you with your life, your body, your mind, your well-being, your children. Protect that trust. Safety first. Always. 3. Do not suffer alone. Abuse becomes stronger in secrecy. Very often, an abusive man wants isolation. He wants the woman cut off from the very people who might strengthen her. He may not say it openly at first, but little by little, he tries to shrink her world. He becomes uncomfortable with family. He dislikes close friendships. He questions every interaction. He wants access to her phone. He wants to monitor her movement. He wants her emotionally dependent and socially cut off. Why? Because isolation weakens clarity. When a person is alone long enough, they begin to doubt themselves. They begin to question their own experience. They begin to absorb the version of reality being fed to them. That is why the third practical step is this. Do not carry this by yourself. Please speak to someone trustworthy. Not everyone. The right person. Someone mature. Someone wise. Someone balanced. Someone who fears Allah and will not use religion to keep you trapped in harm. This may be a parent, a sibling, a responsible elder, a trusted scholar with good sense, a counselor, a mediator, someone who cares more about truth than family image. And when you speak, speak clearly. Do not hide the seriousness of it just to protect him. Some women say, "No, it is nothing. He just gets angry. It was not that bad. I probably made it worse. He did not mean it." But if you keep presenting the wound as something small, how will anyone understand how deeply you are bleeding? Be honest. Say what he does. Say what he says. Say how often it happens. Say what it is doing to your heart. Say what you fear. And if possible, keep note of patterns. Not as revenge, not to fuel hatred, but because abuse often comes with denial. Today he says something cruel. Tomorrow he claims he never said it. Today he threatens. Tomorrow he says you are exaggerating. Today he frightens you. Tomorrow he says you are being dramatic. Writing things down can help you see clearly what repeated pain has made confusing. And let me add this. Do not pour your pain into every ear. Not everyone deserves your story. Some people will gossip. Some people will judge. Some people will push you back into danger for the sake of family pride. Some people will tell you to just have sabr without understanding the damage being done. So go to the right people. People who value justice. People who value honesty. People who value your well-being. People who are not more worried about what people will say than what Allah sees. You were not created to disappear inside silent suffering. Seeking help is not weakness. It is maturity. 4. Set boundaries that actually mean something. Many women spend years speaking, crying, explaining, pleading, hoping, and yet nothing changes. Why? Because some people are not moved by your pain if they know there are no consequences to their behavior. If a man insults you again and again, and each time you absorb it and continue as normal, he learns that he can keep doing it. If he shouts and nothing changes, he learns there is no real cost. If he humiliates you and you continue covering for him, he becomes more comfortable doing it. This is why the 4th step is so necessary. Set firm boundaries. Not emotional speeches every few days. Not long late-night arguments that go nowhere. Not repeated begging. Boundaries. Clear, simple, serious. For example, if you speak to me with insults, I will end this conversation. If you become threatening or aggressive, I will remove myself immediately. If this pattern continues, I will involve mediation. If you refuse help and continue harming me, I will take further steps. Now notice something important. A boundary is not just words. A boundary must be followed by action. Otherwise, it becomes a statement he has learned to ignore. If you say, "If you do this again, I will leave the room," then leave the room. If you say, "If you continue like this, I will get mediation involved," then involve it. If you say, "This cannot continue without consequences," then let that mean something. This is not about becoming harsh. This is not about becoming abusive in return. This is not about shouting louder than him. You do not cure darkness by becoming dark yourself. Remain calm, remain firm, remain dignified. And if he truly wants to change, then let change show itself in real ways. Not just with tears after damage, not just with guilt after cruelty, not just with gifts after humiliation. Real change means responsibility. Real change means he stops blaming you for what he chooses to do. Real change means he is willing to seek help. Real change means he accepts accountability. Real change means the pattern changes over time, not for 2 days, not for 1 week, but consistently. A man who sincerely wants to improve does not demand instant forgiveness while refusing real reform. And please remember this, my sister. You are not responsible for rescuing someone who keeps drowning you. Supporting someone who wants to improve is one thing. Destroying yourself while hoping to fix someone who does not want to change is something else. Your kindness is noble, but your kindness must not become a permission slip for continued cruelty. Sometimes boundaries are the very thing that reveals whether anything can still be saved. 5. Decide based on truth, not fear. This final point is the hardest, because after all the trying, all the tears, all the dua, all the explaining, all the waiting, eventually a woman reaches a point where she has to ask herself, is he truly changing? Or am I simply living on hope? And hope, when not guided by truth, can keep a person trapped for years. Many women stay, not because the situation is getting better, but because they are afraid. Afraid of being alone, afraid of divorce, afraid of what people will say, afraid of starting over, afraid because of money, afraid because of the children, afraid because they no longer know what life would even look like beyond this pain. But fear is a terrible foundation for a decision. So the 5th practical step is this. Make your decision based on reality, not fear. If he is genuinely remorseful, genuinely changing, genuinely accountable, and there is real improvement over time, then there may be room for structured reconciliation. But if the abuse continues, if the fear continues, if the manipulation continues, if the home remains a place of emotional or physical harm, if the children are growing up watching this, if you're a man, your mental well-being, your dignity, and your sense of self are being slowly destroyed, then staying forever is not automatically righteousness. Sometimes the beginning of healing comes after the hardest decision. And this is an uncomfortable truth that many people avoid saying. Not every marriage is meant to be preserved at any cost. Islam honors marriage, yes. But Islam also honors justice. It honors mercy. It honors protection. It honors human dignity. A woman living in constant terror is not proof of a successful marriage simply because the nikah still exists. Some people remain in the marriage and slowly die inside. Others make a painful move and slowly begin to breathe again. Only Allah fully knows what you have endured. The words you swallowed, the nights you cried, the fear you carried, the times you smiled outside while bleeding inside. So if you come to a point of decision, let it be with dua, with istikhara, with planning, with sound counsel, with courage, with reliance on Allah, but not with panic, not with guilt forced upon you by people who will never live your reality. Remember this well. Choosing safety is not a lack of deen. Choosing dignity is not selfishness. Choosing peace is not failure. Sometimes the strongest woman is not the one who stayed the longest. Sometimes the strongest woman is the one who finally says, I will not allow oppression to define the rest of my life. To every sister listening with a heavy chest and tearful eyes, you are not weak because this has hurt you deeply. You are not lacking faith because you feel tired. You are not a bad wife because you want safety. You're not a bad Muslim because you want respect. And you are not forgotten just because people around you do not fully understand your pain. Allah knows. He knows the moments no one saw. He knows the insults you never repeated to anyone. He knows the tears that fell in the darkness. He knows the dua you whispered with a trembling voice. He knows how tired your soul has become. So please do not let someone else's brokenness teach you to hate yourself. Do not let abuse rename you. Do not let oppression convince you that you are worthless. You belong to Allah before you belong to anyone else. And no human being has the right to make you feel that you only matter through them. Your husband is not your God. Your marriage is not your religion. Your pain is not your permanent identity. There is life beyond fear. There is healing beyond humiliation. There is light beyond this darkness. And there is strength in you that perhaps even you have forgotten. So take one step, then another, then another. See clearly. Protect yourself. Reach out. Set limits. And move forward with Allah in your heart and dignity in your hands. If this message touched your heart, then write in the comments, I love Allah, and if you feel able, share your story or one lesson your pain has taught you. Your words may be the reason another sister feels seen tonight. Let us build a space where hurting people are brought closer to Allah, not buried under shame. And if you know a woman who is living through this silently, share this message with her. Perhaps she has been waiting for a sign. Perhaps this will be it. May Allah protect every oppressed wife. May Allah soften hearts that can still be softened. And may Allah remove harm where harm remains. May He grant wisdom, safety, provision, dignity, healing, and peace to every wounded heart. Ameen.